Sure. So my name's Craig. I am the Global Relations Director over at V Systems, and I've been involved in blockchain for about a couple years now. I started out with a project called Hub in Silicon Valley, which was founded by the co-founder of LinkedIn, and then I also have experience with the Litecoin Foundation as well, and now I'm starting with V Systems, so I'm really happy to keep my career going here.
All right, thank you. What about you, Dr. Alex?
Sure. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, name is Alex. I'm CEO of V System. I joined the VCs last year, and I was their investor and then converted myself as CEO. Before that, I was in the financial industry. I had 12 years in the investment bank like UBS, Nomura. I was a trader there, and then I started my own virtual capitals with like more than 30 startups in my portfolio, and most of them are doing well. And the V System is a native blockchain that is try to build an infrastructure for the dApp developers. So we have our slogan as re-architect blockchain and decentralized finance. So we consider ourselves very friendly to the financial industry. We want to make a smart contract that will be used by all the current developers to try to make some change on the financial field, and that's who we are.
Sure. So Sonny King was obviously a very legendary blockchain developer who developed POS consensus mechanism with PureCoin, and then this is his third project is more of a DPoS type project, except it's a little bit different, and it's called an SPOS project. So the Alex, do you want to?
Sure.
Maybe.
Yeah. So as Craig mentioned, right, Sonny is a legendary developer in the early days of blockchain. He inspired many people, like even Vitalik. So Vitalik called him the single most original altcoin developer out there.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but in his previous work in PureCoin and PureCoin, both of the works are excellent ones. They used to be ranked top 10 in the world. For PureCoin was top 3. And this time, with his return on the system, we try to make not only just a currency, but more like an infrastructure platform. So we will have our own currency, of course, our own coins, but we will also have our smart contract that enable others to build the project on top. And we will have a decentralized database so that people wouldn't worry too much how to put their data on on chain. So that's where we're trying to build for. Sure, I'll give it a try. So the proof of stake was originally designed by Sonny King and implemented in the PureCoin.
Right.
And this time, Sonny King came up with this next generation of consensus, which is called a supernode proof of stake. So, in order to make the blockchain more scalable, more efficient, he came up with that each block will be minted by one supernode. I think he pretty much got some inspiration from the mining pool of Bitcoin. So right now, we all know Bitcoin is considered as the most decentralized blockchain out there. However, we all know that Bitcoin was dominated by a few mining pools, right? So instead of try to have a group of miners, he think for the proof of stake, we might start with a few supernodes that will do the job more efficiently. But the way he designed it is also will enable each coin holder still able to enjoy the minting reward. So still keep the majority of the proof of stake benefits, but make it more scalable and more efficient.
Sure. Yeah, I can take that. So the SPOS minting system is designed to, so how it works is that there's a group of supernodes. Right now we have 15. It will scale to 30 and then 60. And each coin holder will take their coins and delegate them or stake them. We call it leasing to the supernode. That supernode then retains their minting rights and then can produce blocks on the blockchain. And when they produce the blocks, obviously there's a reward, and that reward goes back to the supernode, and they only keep about 20% of it. A majority of the reward actually goes straight back to the coin holders, so they get about 80%, which turns out to be about a 17% ROI for the coin holder themselves.
Okay, that is taken care of. Even half of them offline, or still can keep our blockchain ongoing very safely as long as there are still nodes. If they can do their job, first of all these super nodes have one full nodes as a backup. If there's a malfunction, the backup will come up and do the job. If both of them happen to fail, then the next super nodes will actually find out and keep the blockchain going. So there's no problem that we can keep it going in a regular basis. And it has been live since end of last year, and it has never been stopped once. Sure. Our smart contract to begin with is not a Turing complete. We don't think it's necessary to make it for everyone. We're gonna tailor-made it for the financial decentralized financial developers to be able to generate tokens with an open book, meaning they can have an upper limit for their token, the size of a token, and they don't have to issue everything they want, and they can, for any time, they can actually buy back and destroy the token. So that's the number one feature. Number two, we support a split and a reverse split, meaning if the token price too expensive, just like a Bitcoin price, right? It scares people from buying one. Then you can split your one token into 10, or into 100, so the price looks more friendly. Just like what people did on Nasdaq for Apple stocks. Or if your token price goes to a very junk price, then you can aggregate 10 into 1 or 100 into 1. So you can normalize your price that will come back as a normal one. So that kind of split and reverse split will support. So you can see we'll make it a very much friendly for what they practice in the financial field. And you mentioned our roadmap. In the coming release, so we're gonna release smart contract in the coming months, but in the coming year, we're gonna build our smart contract more with more functions like deposit account, contractual, functional, the contracts can call each other, and we will also build sidechain and cross-chain when the ecosystem starts to pick up. And on the other hand, we always wanted to build a decentralized database, so the developers don't have to worry about how to store or read or write into the data on-chain. And we're also gonna support indexing and sorting of data on the blockchain, sort of like a Google on blockchain. Yeah, the logic is like this. So when Apple price, when the stock of Apple goes to like $500 US, that will make it psychologically hard for people to buy one. Right. Just like a Bitcoin, when you told people that Bitcoin price is less than US, they said, wow, it's too expensive. So there were proposals that people want to make a Bitcoin in another units. But so here we try to do the similar practice as what they have done for Apple stock. So you split one stock into 10, so make the price looks more familiar, more friendly. Okay. So people will start to look into that. They actually do something about it instead of be scared away. So that's not going to change the fundamental of the tokens. It's just a way they practice that people use it on the stock market. The market cap for Bitcoin is about 90 billion or 80 billion, something like that. Yeah. But to replicate the hash power for Bitcoin, gonna cost you about 7 billion. So about 10% of a Bitcoin's market cap you can by all the miners, you can put all the miners together, then to might have a 51% attack, have a chance to attack the POW, Bitcoins. However, you think from the, proof of stake, especially supernode proof of stake, SPOS, you need to actually at least control half of the supernodes. That you need to buy the coins. When you start to buy the coins, the coin price will go up.
Okay.
So you need to not only consume more than half of the current market. When you start to buy the coins, it'll make it harder and harder if you buy more. So that eventually it will cost more than 50% of the current market cap to try to attack a proof of stake. So in terms of the market cap percentage, the resources you need, proof of stake is much more resistant than proof of W.
Right. So
Yeah.
I think you explained about like proof of stakes.
Yeah.
So how about like SPOS?
Sure.
Supernode?
Supernodes, it has like a 15 community. You can think it as a community. We
Right.
have a partnership with Kobo Wallet. It's one of the largest wallet in China, and with Hashkey, and with ZB.com, and Stake US gonna be another one, and Huobi mining is joining us as well. They're already on the candidates list. So we'll have a bunch of industry pillars will join us. So for you, it's not a matter of money, right? It's a matter of they are serious player in the industry. They themselves wouldn't want to ruin, what we're building here.
Right.
But we don't really count on that, right? What really matters is still, in the end of the day, is the staking. So they will put another layer of this trust, to as a supernodes, you need to behave, accordingly. So if you don't, then our supernodes have this content policy. Unlike DPoS, later on maybe Gregor will go over about it. So it's like you can pick one of the supernodes to content him one-on-one. Instead of candidate, you can compete him one-on-one. Unlike DPoS, it's purely by the size of the votes. So if you think the top staked player is misbehave, in order to get him out of the whole league, you need to, get 21 people before 21 nodes before him. That's extremely hard. Unlike here, we just need to get one out of the game. But for them, you need to get a lot of people below him out of the game.
So in other words, like if you're trying to really remove somebody from like EOS or something like that, you have to kind of work your way up. Now this, even at the top player, you can contend that player if you want to, and then they can get removed. You just have to have a higher stake, in the and then contend that unit, and then they will go offline, and then you'll go online.
So it's easier anyone to access. So the hurdle to become a supernode is like lower than the other platforms.
Yeah, and it's easier to get the misbehavior ones, the malfunction ones, out of the supernodes.
Yeah.
When you get that one out, you leave the rest innocent people untouched. So you have less effect to the whole step. So that in that way you are more stable as a network.
So yeah, we did just cover kind of like the supernode, removal there.
Right.
That's one of the biggest differences. Another one is that so you're when you're trying to vote for a supernode or whatnot, it's all 1-to-1 instead of 1 to 30. Because you get like say 30 votes in a block producer setting, and in this you just get 1, so you can only go one way.
And the majority of the minting return will be passed by the supernode to the coin holder.
Correct.
Unlike BPs, they keep all their minting rewards.
Right.
So the voters, even they have the rights to vote, but they don't enjoy much from out of this minting right. However, for us, the majority of the minting reward will go back to the coin holder. It's like really return the minting power to the people. I think currently we have about 50,000 users.
50,000?
Yes, we have been listed on a few exchanges.
Right.
We have our global launch on Bitfinex, then KuCoin, ZB, BGoGo, Bforest, Coinwo, and a bunch of them. Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
how many was it? Like 11?
Yeah, about 11, and there are a few other unnamed. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're launching the smart contract shortly. So once that launches, there's going to be also another DApp that's going to be on top of that, and it's going to be a MTBS or it's BitMBS, sorry, and that is mortgage-backed stablecoin. And Alex, you can probably go a little bit further into that.
But that one is like as we mentioned, we want to use a technology to try to make a difference on financial industry. So mortgage is definitely our first try. We'll tokenize it's actually one of the super nodes. You know, they have this mortgage portfolio that they will, instead of sell the mortgage portfolio to HSBC, the commercial bank, they can tokenize the mortgage and then sell it to the coin holders. So the coin holders will enjoy the interest rate collected from the mortgage borrower and with the guarantee of the real estate developer itself. So that's one of the products we're gonna build on our smart contract. There are other products like insurance, crowdfunding, and FX exchange, and a dozen of others. So all this will actually bring more users to our platform. I'll give you a number, like the X currency, the FX monitor app. They have 17 million downloads. So that kind of we're talking that size of users. If we are lucky to convert only 1% of their users to be our users, we're talking about 700,000, so 0.7 million users to be able to adapt to our technology. So that's where we think will be differentiate us from other blockchain. We will make ourselves really friendly to the existing app developers, so they can integrate our technology to their existing business model to benefit their users.
Well, so we're really interested in developing out the Korean market, and we want to, interact and integrate, a bunch of different partners. We're looking for, obviously coin holders, for, partners with wallets, exchanges, and even developers. And we're really excited to, kind of bring our new staking mechanism to the public, and we enjoy, we invite everybody to join us.
Yeah, so we're a team under Sunny King, and we have changed the history of blockchain by his work in proof of work. We have a track record for two very top blockchain projects before, and I'm very confident that this system gonna change the history again. And together we're gonna build infrastructure for the blockchain industry for a bright future, and we want you to be part of it. Thank you.